Hi there. I hope you're all doing well. My name is Jennifer, and if you've never been here before, I love to talk about all things stationery, planners and journals and notebook covers. And if you've been here before, thanks for coming back and watching another video. Today, I just want to talk a little bit about intentions for 2026, as everyone is talking about and well aware. The releases of 2026 planners and previews are all happening right now, and it's super exciting to watch what all the creators and companies will produce and give us the opportunity to purchase for 2026. And it also makes it challenging because there's so many really great options to choose for how we want to plan and journal for 2026. So I'm just talking a little bit about my thought process and what I'm hoping to do over the next couple weeks before I make any purchases. I know, I spend most of my time, well, really all of my time this year in Sterling Ink. Previously, I've hopped around in Hobonichi as well, but this year I've only been in Sterling Ink, and I'm not quite sure when in September her purchase availability will happen, but I would guess the beginning of September, but don't quote me because I don't actually know. I'm just going off the little calendar she's produced that has dates on it. So as you've seen in previous videos, I've been in the Sterling Ink Pocket and the Sterling Ink N2 throughout this year. And I actually have both my N2 and my Pocket Foliar outside of covers right now because I decided recently that I would carry them around. I did have them in their clear covers from Sterling Ink, but I took those off for this video because they give off a lot of reflection when I'm filming, so we didn't need that for this video. So I took those off, but I've been carrying them around naked, if you will, because I don't want to make a decision based on the covers that I have. And that's part of what I'm going to talk about today with trying to plan for 2026. I do have this one cover here just because I never get to show it off, and I love it. It's from Chic Sparrow, and I just love it because it's blue. And this design that they had, they actually lined the inside as well, and it's just really pretty, and I never actually use it. So I have that one in there, but what I am trying to think over the next couple weeks for 2026 is that I want to make a plan, and I know other creators have already done this. People somehow make these really cute mind maps of how what planners or what intentions they have for 2026, and I always think I'm going to do that, and I never do, primarily, well, for two reasons. One, because I don't think I'm creative enough. I'm sure if I tried it, it would turn out fine, but just afraid of trying it and it not being as cute as all the other people make them, which is ridiculous. So you don't need to tell me that. I already know. And more importantly, because a lot of the mind mapping as far as what people will use different books for is what functions those books might serve. But I've really come to realize and accept about myself that I like everything in one place. The only thing that I would potentially separate is planning and journaling and have those in two separate places, but I would still want to carry them together and have them both easily accessible because I use both just as much on a given day or wherever I'm at. I would just want both to be with me. So I know a lot of creators have the mind maps that look really cool that show you, all the different things they want to track, like maybe health and fitness or gardening or books they've read. While those all seem super fun and I would love to be able to do them, it's just not realistic for me to have separate books for that kind of thing right now. Maybe someday in my future I'll be able to have multiple books for different topics, but for now it doesn't make sense for me to do that because it's already enough for me to fill in my journal and planner in one place and get that complete on a daily basis. So what I would want to do is create a mind map of priorities for myself. So what what are my priorities for 2026? And that's kind of what I've been thinking, and that's why I took, one of those priorities for me and why I took these covers off is because I really want to make a decision on what planner I want to use without being swayed by all my really pretty covers that I have. Like, I love all the covers I have and they're really gorgeous. But I think that I'm forcing myself into certain options because I feel this need or pressure to use the covers that I have. And I don't want to do that. Obviously, I shouldn't keep buying the covers that I do. I just actually am excited because I got a couple more pocket covers ordered, and they haven't come to me yet. When they do, I will for sure show them to you. But I keep telling myself to stop buying the covers and not buy any more covers until I actually stick to a size for an indefinite, some sort of length of period. And because otherwise I get these covers, and then like when these pocket covers come in, I'm going to feel, one, I'll feel excited because I'll want to use the new cover. But how quickly will that wear off? Well, I'm not going to stop loving the cover, I'm sure, but the excitement and the enthusiasm with the cover will wear off eventually. I'll still love it. I'm not explaining myself very well, but just, the enthusiasm for wanting to use that cover with that size will eventually wear off. And so I can switch covers. I have plenty of pocket covers to switch around, but I want to pick the size based on just the size and the function that it serves for me, not because of a cover that I have that fits it really well. And I think I'm hugely doing that to an extent. Like, I love pocket size. It's great. It's easy to carry around. I love holding it in my hand. It fits perfectly. It's so easy to hold. I was at soccer last night and was just sitting, before the game started or at halftime. And it's so easy to get out of my bag and just ride in there for a few minutes whenever I have breaks. The same could be said for the N2. Also pretty portable, but it is heavier. And Sterling Ink actually has this really cool edition on her website now that she lists sizes, the dimensions, and the weights of everything, which is really cool. Actually, so if you're interested in Sterling Ink for next year, you can go check that out to get an idea on sizes. But because I also know, here I have just the monthly insert with a blank notebook for the pocket. This size and option for notebook covers is the one I have the most of. So I think I feel this pressure there as well to use this combination of notebook, a little notebook plus a monthly insert, and use that because then I would be able to use the most of my covers. So just trying to work through that and really try to force myself to make a decision without thinking about the covers. And I think I love all my covers, so it's hard, but maybe carry around these planners in just their clear covers for the next few days or a couple weeks to see which one I really enjoy the most without a cover. So then the other thing I try to think about for 2026 is consistency, and try to prioritize that. That's more so where my mind mapping would come into play, is setting priorities for what's most important to me. So is it most important to me to stay in this size for the entire year so that I'm consistent for the whole year, and then at the end of the year I'll have these 3 little notebooks lined up in a box or on a shelf and they would look really great all together? Is that most important to me? Or is it more important to me to have the flexibility to say, okay, I'm going to use this pocket planner for a month or two, and then I'm going to switch and I'm going to use this N2 for a month or two, and then I'll switch back to this. Thinking about that inconsistency drives me bonkers just saying it out loud, because I really prefer the consistency, but I also don't know that it's fair to myself, because I love all the sizes, to force myself into one size for the whole year. So that's one thing that I need to, I don't even know how to quantify that, or put some sort of measurement on it to help me determine what is more important to me and how to prioritize that option. And then also for me personally, everyone has different things that they have as priorities. And so that's my recommendation, is just to figure out what things are most important to you. Do you want everything in one place? Do you want everything to be consistent by the end of the year? Do you want it all in one book by the end of the year? Are you okay with jumping around one month to the next, and then at the end of the year you'll have a stack of multiple different planners or notebooks, maybe different sizes and shapes? Does that bother you? Is that flexibility more important to you than having the consistency of one size throughout the year? So I think that is huge, that people should try to just determine for themselves what are your priorities, what are your preferences, what are you okay with and comfortable with. If you can envision the end of the year, or we're already at the end of August, just thinking about the end of this year, what do you wish your stack of planners or journals would look like at the end of the year? Do you have a preference on how it would look, or how it would sit on your shelf? Think about what you potentially would want to see at the end of the year when you're flipping through your journals. And okay, so then the final thing I was going to say is, for me, I struggle with consistency. Like you can see through the end of the month, I put in the fluorescent highlighters for my daily pages, and I love the fluorescent highlighters, but then I get to other days and I have used the mild liner brush pens, and those are more pastel colors. Do I like those more? And if I flip through here, you can see I switch around quite a bit. So I have fluorescent, I have the pastel, and then I went through a phase where I just used only black pen and gray highlighter. And then I, had a phase where I was using colored pen to identify different people in their events for the day. And it's really, I don't know that I can realistically stick to one option, because I think I do get a little bit bored, and it's one thing to easily switch up, is to switch up the colors and the highlighters. Although I think it would be really cool to flip through this at the end of the year and have the entire planner be consistently in the same colors. I think that would be really neat. I just don't know that I don't know that I can make that a priority for myself, because I like to switch around with colors. That's kind of it. I think I had a couple other things on my list, but that list is on my phone, which I'm filming with. And I don't know. I just wanted to talk a little bit about what my thought process is for 2026 and how I'm planning to sort of work through what potential options I could have and how to prioritize what's most important to me. I feel like this video is mostly rambling, so if you actually made it this far into the video, I really appreciate it, and I appreciate you watching. If you love stationery and planners, please, make a comment down below so we can chat about it, and I would love for you to subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much, and let me know what you're thinking for 2026. We're, coming up close to having to order things. Are you ready to order, or do you feel like this time of year is too soon to start ordering? I know people, like my mom, now I'm still rambling, she loves to, she wishes she could have her 2026 planner already because she wants to start writing birthdays and events in it. I can't even bring myself to write events in my 2025 calendar on the month, so I'm not thinking about writing events down in 2026, but maybe that'll be my goal for 2026, is to just not overthink so much like I do now. that's a great goal. I'm sure all of us, many of us, have that goal and struggle with not overthinking. But that is the biggest stress in my life, is picking a planner, which is fantastic. For me personally, that's my biggest stress, because really not much else stresses me out, which is kind of silly that planners are the only thing that does. So if you have that in common, let me know. I hope you're all doing great, and I hope you're enjoying all of the releases and information we're getting from all these great planner companies. Thanks so much for being here and watching, and happy planning.